Hey friends, come join us as these two monkeys and I plant some gorgeous amaryllis bulbs. Hey friends, so it is Jenny here at Gardening with Creekside with my Megan and Jackson, and I have invited them to do this fun little project with me today. It is that time of year where we're thinking about bulbs and Christmas, and there is one famous bulb, whether they know it or not, that you always see at Christmas time and into winter, and that is amaryllis bulbs. So each one of us have our own bulbs. They are the same variety. You can find amaryllis bulbs around this time of year just about anywhere. When you're gonna get an amaryllis bulb, you wanna make sure that it's nice and heavy for its size, right? Does it feel this heavy?
Yep, that's heavy.
Okay, Jackson, is it squishy? No. Is the bulb itself squishy?
Hard.
It's hard. It's like an orange,
apple.
right? An apple or an orange. Okay, so that's a sign of a good, healthy amaryllis. They are so super easy to do. So they're lots of fun to do with the kids. That's why we're gonna do this little video so they can see what an amaryllis bulb does. We have not done them with a family, so this will be a fun experiment for everybody. All right. Things with amaryllis, when you get them, they have already got all their good energy and food and storage already built in.
Yep.
So all we have to do is plant them, give them some water, and then stand back and let them go.
Yep.
Okay?
When will they be ready?
So that is an excellent question, Megan. So this particular variety of amaryllis is a Dutch amaryllis. So Dutch amaryllis takes 8 to 12 weeks once we plant it to bloom. It's the middle of November, so we're gonna miss Christmas for our bloom, but don't worry. What's another good holiday?
Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day, yes. So we looked at the calendar, and these are gonna be ready right around Valentine's Day because, ironically enough, this is the perfect one for Valentine's Day. This variety is called Splash.
And then it's red?
It is red and
White.
white. Yes, red and white, which is perfect for Valentine's Day. So it is a double bloom, and so it'll have red on the outside and then white streaks on the inside of the petals.
Ooh.
Now, when we were looking at this, Dutch amaryllis, Megan, do you remember how many stems each bulb's going to produce?
2 stems.
2 stems per bulb.
And 4 flowers on each stem.
That's right. So we're gonna plant all of these amaryllis in this one container. So that it'll be 2 stems per each. So we're gonna do a little math. So we're gonna have 2.
24.
No, wait a minute, hang on. You're ahead of me. 2, 4, 6.
So 6 stalks.
6 stalks. Each stalk is gonna have 4 blooms. So 6
4,
times
8,
4.
4.
Hang on.
12.
But there's double that. What's 12 plus 12?
12 plus 12 is 24.
Right. So we're gonna have a total of 24 blooms
In this one pot.
in this one pot. Isn't that exciting?
It's gonna be so
It's gonna be so pretty. All right.
Where are we gonna put them?
So where you put? See, she has all these great questions. It's like she grew up in a nursery or something.
She probably did.
So you need to put the amaryllis bulbs in a full sun location. So where? Say that louder.
Like your bathroom?
My bathroom. Yes. So my bathroom
It's full of succulents.
is full of succulents right now because that is the west facing. It has this huge window above my bathtub, and so that is the hot spot, and that's where all the plants overwinter. So while we're trying to get these beauties to grow, hopefully Jackson won't destroy them in the meantime.
It's just a little piece of skin.
We will actually put them, of course they need to be inside, they need to be warm. You don't put amaryllises outside. They will be in my bathroom, by the bathtub, in the hot warm sun, okay? So, another little key thing, let me tell you this. Amaryllis really don't need a whole lot of room, dirt to grow because all their food's already stored in here. They love to be nice and snuggled together.
Wow.
They do not need lots of room to grow.
They aren't like. They don't like. They like.
They're like open space.
They like being crowded. They hate being big open spaces. So if we were only going to plant one amaryllis, this pot would be too big.
Okay.
Okay.
So if you did it, you would want
They
a
would
small.
freak out.
If you're going to do one amaryllis, you want a pot, like a 6-inch pot that's really snugged in there.
Like a wolf.
So what we've got in here is just some good regular potting soil, just your basic potting soil. And so we're going to go ahead and put our amaryllis in here. Jackson, snug yours in. All right. Megan has hers in there. Yeah, so they like to be root bound. A lot of times, we think of plants and we think, oh, they don't want to be root bound, or pot bound. Well, these guys do. All right, so we've got our amaryllis in there. There's just a little bit of space between each one in there. Hopefully we can see this. There we go. So you can see how tight they are in there. Now, when we're going to put the dirt, we're going to put a little bit of dirt in here. We're not going to cover the bulbs.
We just need to have some.
We just need to cover it right there.
Not even halfway.
What?
I know. So this is different. Amaryllis are different. So you're not going to cover it up, and we want to make sure and not get dirt in the top of the bulb.
Because that's where it breathes.
That's where it breathes, and if you get dirt in there and you get water in there, it will rot it.
And
Okay? So we're going to very carefully get dirty. Jackson, grab a handful of dirt and snug it between right here, not on top of the amaryllis.
yeah.
Good. Megan, you go on your side and I'll go right here on my side. Okay? So again, Jackson.
I know.
All right. Okay. Nestle it down in there just a little bit. And of course, once we do water this, the soil level will go down some. But we do not want them really buried in the dirt. Okay, so like this one is probably a little high. Okay.
Yeah,
So,
just a little.
all right. Let's move this out of the way. All right. So we've got our bulbs in here, nice and snugged. Settle that dirt down. All right. Now for decoration, and this will help retain a little bit of the moisture. Megan, grab that moss for me.
Spanish moss.
So we have a good bag of Spanish moss. Now, if you've never worked with Spanish moss, I highly recommend that
You do it outside. It's so dirty.
Well, it's very difficult to pull apart, and so it's very hairy, and you'll get little tendrils of Spanish moss. See how?
Look.
So we're gonna bring it and just kind of separate them. Again, you want to leave the tops. Just a minute, please don't do that. You're gonna leave the tops of your bulbs exposed. Okay, it's not gonna take very much moss at all. In fact, Jackson. Okay.
Just a little.
Yep, we just need a little. Snug it in there. You can go right there, Megan.
Now, if you want a mustache, you can.
A mustache or a beard? You can be Santa.
Oh. Merry Christmas.
If you're not familiar with the South, Spanish moss is absolutely gorgeous, and it grows on
Skiers love it.
my favorite tree my favorite southern tree. You know what that favorite southern tree is, Jackson?
Oak.
What kind of oak?
Spanish moss.
Well,
Spanish oak?
no, they're called live oaks.
Oh.
Remember the
Should
live
know that.
oaks?
Should know that.
When we go camping, there's lots of live oaks. Unfortunately, here in North Carolina, we're too cold and we can't do live oaks. Okay, so here we go, guys. This was a really simple, easy project. Now, all we have to do is, you can tell that our bulbs are nestled in.
And
Our
they won't
top-
move this time.
They're not going to move. Our tops are above the dirt. Okay, there's not any dirt. I know the Spanish moss is kind of snugged in there with them. That just kind of hides the dirt. But
When you water, it'll probably go down.
the dirt will go down a little bit, and the Spanish moss will go down. So from this point, what we're going to do is, because we are here at the nursery and we're outside because Mama didn't want to do this in her house and get dirt and Spanish moss all over the place.
Yep.
We came out here. So we're going to go back to the house, and we're going to go to put it in its little location at the bathtub, and we're going to give it some room temperature water. Because if out here it's chilly and
It's
the
going
water
to freeze.
it's not going to freeze, but it's really cold, and we don't want to put ice cold water on this.
So do you have to put the Spanish moss on it?
You do not have to put the Spanish moss on it. That's a great question, Megan. It just gives it some decoration, and it does help hold the moisture in there.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the house, use room temperature water, and just water it in one time, making sure, this is very important, not to get water on the tops of the amaryllis. So we will use a little watering can, and we will
And the
water
like the little small one you got built more.
the little watering can, and we'll go around and keep the water out of the amaryllis bulbs, and then we just sit back and we wait. Amaryllis do not like to have wet feet. Okay, so we do not want them sitting in water. I will have a little trough under there so it won't spill water all over the bathroom floor, but I do not want water sitting in that little terracotta tray.
How many times
Okay.
do you have to water it?
So we water it, and then we leave it alone until we start to see green growth come out. Then once we see green growth coming out, then we'll just water it on a regular basis, but not let it sit in that water.
So we'll water it when we get back.
Yep.
But we won't water it until we see green stuff.
That's
So
exactly
pretty
right.
much, you water it when we get back, and then you don't ever water it until you see green stuff.
Right, until you start to see
Wow.
green growth again. That's right.
Mm.
Which, if your soil is wet, it will stay damp until those roots are going to wake up, and then the green growth comes up. Okay?
Okay.
All right, so we're going to go back, we're going to water, and then we wait for green
A
growth!
long time.
A long time. This is going to be a lesson in patience and to watch plants grow, but then at Valentine's Day, we're going to have gorgeous flowers.
Okay.
All right, everybody. Thanks for gardening with Creekside, and we will see you next time. Bye.